District Governor-elect Paul for a wonderful presentation, for getting us started today. I think it's going to be an exciting year of service with Paul, and I look forward to working with him the remainder of this year. At this point, we're going to transition into our learning phase of the session, and we're very fortunate to have Assistant Governor Rob with us. Rob will take us through the rest of the afternoon as our moderator, and he'll be introducing our speakers, and will keep us on time and keep us on track and keep us moving. And at this point, I'll turn it over to Rob. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Can you hear me loud and clear? I'm assuming we're good. Okay.
Yeah.
As much as I miss not being together, it's a good thing that we're doing this. As some of you may know, my wife and I recently relocated to a condo, and we're doing some renovations, and today was shower day, as in we didn't get to take any showers today. So be glad that you're just seeing me and not smelling me. So our first speaker today is Donald Hovis regarding our district public image. Donald is the district image chair. Oops, excuse me. Looking at my notes here. He's a self-taught photographer who's been working behind the lens for over 20 years. In addition to education and hotel management, where he worked in the hotel, restaurant, and tourism industry in Myrtle Beach for 20 years. He started his own company called Tide's Eye Photography in September 2012. He's very, very, very active in his volunteer work. I have a list here so long, but I take away Donald's time. He's currently serving as the president of Chicora Rotary Club in Myrtle Beach, along with coordinating CRAP, which you may have seen on the district website, the Conversations with Rotary Action People. And he is in the middle of a 3-year term as the Public Image Chair. So without further ado, Donald Hovis Jr.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, George. And thank you, District Governor-elect Paul Walter. And sorry, I didn't mean to copy Paul with wearing my black Rotary vest, but I did get the memo. So we're off to a good start, folks. Let me share my screen. It's an honor to speak to you today, and I hope you learned something from my presentation. A lot of what I'm going to say you probably already know, but I hope there's going to be a couple things that you'll take away and put on your roadmap for your year. And I will say I can obviously be a resource for everything public image, but also leading clubs, as I'm currently a president of Chicora Rotary in Myrtle Beach, as they said. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen. And perfect. All right, can we all see? Give me a thumbs up. Cool. Okay, so first of all, public image, folks, is a shared responsibility. Everybody on this call, everybody in Rotary, we are all public image people. And we are all the public image of Rotary. My third bullet point here may be one of the most important things I say during my whole entire presentation. Whether you're at Rotary, outside of Rotary, encourage and especially during service projects, encourage your club members to wear Rotary. Russell Hampton is a tremendous resource for that. Throughout the next year and beyond, I am putting an emphasis from public image on finding out the impact of our service projects. We just heard from Paul that, our why in Rotary is service. So if you have a shag festival in Georgetown, or a duck race in Daniel Island, or you serve and park cars at Williams Bryce in Columbia, or you're working at the Heritage in Hilton Head, what are you doing with the money that is raised from that event? We want to know about your event, but we want to know more about what you are doing with that event. It goes right along with the theme of serve to change lives. And when you're sharing information on social media to local media outlets, think of people outside of Rotary that could benefit from the information. Have them say to themselves, I want to be part of that. So here should be our target audience for everything public image, whether it's social media, radio ads, billboards, PR statements, what have you. Your target audience, obviously, number one is Rotary members. Number 2, potential members. And then number 3, the general public. Now, the next series of slides here speak music to my ears as a photographer. We're going to be talking about photography and public image. So if you look at the screen here, it's kind of a little roadmap, right? You see from photos on the right all the way over to public image on the left. The one I want to bring your attention to is the one I'm kind of going around with my mouse. I don't know if you can see that, but it says, "Together we end polio," where it's someone getting the polio vaccine with some words going across the picture. Paul had one in his presentation as well. Your pictures, folks, that you take out there at your clubs and your events, you can put this type of emblem on them by going to poaphotos.com. I'll say that again, poaphotos.com. You may be saying, what does POA stand for? People of Action, photos.com, poaphotos.com. That ought to be a resource for you. Very easy to do too. Okay, so when taking photos, when sharing photos, you know, these are what you should think of when you know, benefits strong PR. Does it inspire somebody? Does it motivate someone? Is it engaging? Does it attract possibly a new member? We have heard from several clubs in our district that they have received members based on their social media. So social media, folks, and public image is very, very important. And does it distinguish? Once again, here is that photo. So the People of Action story. Obviously, if we're out there doing service projects, we are people of action, doing people of action and serving our communities. Focus on the community challenges. Show the action. Show what is happening. If you're cleaning up the side of the road, have a photo that's showing up, you know, people cleaning up the side of the road. Serving at a homeless shelter. You know, what have you? Giving a dictionary to a child when we're able to enter the schools to do that. Giving shoes to a child at Happy Feet when we're actually able to do those projects where people are right there with us. Include the beneficiaries. So who benefits from your event? And obviously, number one probably should be show the positive impact of it. Okay, so the visual story out there, and this refers to anything posted, said. You always want to include a picture. Pictures are going to be processed 60,000 times faster than text. It makes it easier to process difficult concepts. If it's got a lot of wording, people may not look at it, they may not read it. It's going to increase your retention. And most of all, it should create some type of emotional connection with you or with someone you know. So think of positive images, real life, everyday moments, several people co-working, neutral colors, diversity of your club and community, and avoid photos of large groups as they're very distracting and people don't really know what may be going on. As I said earlier, POA Photos is a resource. Here's a few more resources for you in regards to people of action. There's a style guide, there's examples, there's flyers. All of these can be found in the Brand Center, and you can also find some in the Learning Center as well. Okay, so going into 2021-22, some things that will be happening, that will be rolling out. We've got a lot of exciting things planned, and we look forward to having your input as well, as you're all going to play a part of this, is our CRAP program will continue. CRAP stands for Conversations with Rotary Action People. Currently, those are taking place on Mondays at 11 a.m. on Zoom. I highly encourage you to attend. If you can't attend, we broadcast those live on our International District Facebook page. And we also record those and we post them on the district YouTube channel. So if you can't actually make the meeting at 11, we highly encourage you to go back and view it on one of those two platforms, and especially share it to your club's Facebook page as well. And we're always looking for speakers. So if you have a possible speaker, they can be outside of Rotary. We're always looking for speakers. In the new year, we'll be rolling out a podcast that's going to be called the Rotary in Motion Podcast. This is really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to this. It's in the initial stages of working on it, but stay tuned for more information. The last bullet point I actually did at my club meeting where I'm sitting right now today with our members. We did not have a speaker today, but I wanted to do this because I knew I would be talking about it, and it was a nice test, is to get to know this Rotarian in the Why Rotary series. So here at Chicora Rotary today, each member that was present and online had the opportunity to tell us their Rotary why. It was truly inspiring to hear from people, some people that have been in Rotary for over 40 years, hear their story, and also hear people that have just been in Rotary less than a year and how their stories almost are the same. It truly was inspiring. Great idea for you to do at an upcoming Rotary meeting during your year. With that being said, here's my contact information if I can ever be a resource. I wanted to end with this, and you may not, they may scold me for saying this, but I want you actually at this time to take out your cell phone and go to social media, okay? Whether you go to Facebook or whether you go to Instagram, that's up to you. But if you go to Facebook, we have a Facebook page. It's Rotary International District 7770. Make sure you like it, number one. Instagram, we're on there as Rotary District 7770. When we post on our Facebook page from the district, it automatically goes over to our Instagram. Really neat. So we want to build up those followings. And then if you ever have anything you would like a positive photo posted or shared, please send it over. My email address is there. My phone number is there. If I can ever be a resource for you in anything public image, feel free to reach out. Rob, back to you, sir.
Thank you, Donald. Sorry about that. Okay, so our next speaker is the fabulous Paula Matthews. Let me get here to my notes. Paula Matthews is a member of the Rotary Club of Spring Valley, Columbia, South Carolina. She has served as the Zone 33 Rotary Coordinator from 2012 to 2016. As a Rotary Coordinator, she worked with the 15 districts in the Rotary Zone, helping clubs become vibrant and stronger. Her term as District Governor for District 7770 was in 2011-2012. She served as the President of Spring Valley Rotary Club in 1997-98, a recipient of the Rotary International Citation for Meritorious Service and the Distinguished Service Award. She and her husband, Ronnie, are also major donors and Bequest Society members. Paula currently serves as District 7770 Rotary Foundation Chair. Without further ado, Paula Matthews.
Paula, you're on mute.
Got it. Now let's see if we can get back to my, oh.
You're unmuted now, Paula.
Yep. Of all the days, you know what? No matter how I practice, it always does this. Thank you so much. And thanks for the privilege of being here and for the privilege to serve to change lives, our theme for this year. And I'm so excited that I'm following public image and Donald, because I hope that this presentation will help you see that we need to do more with our public image, and what a way to do that with our foundation. I hope the power of music and visuals helped you see more clearly the areas of focus of our foundation that District Governor-elect Paul went over, and the power of pictures and visuals that Donald went over. They also went over the why. I'd like to share with you, as an incoming president of your Rotary Club, will you share the passion of our foundation? And here are some ways in which you can do that. The first one is to lead by example. And two of our speakers have previously told you the importance of telling why. Why is it we give to the foundation? Leading by example means, to me, that I am at a minimum a Paul Harris sustaining member. I give $100 a year to the foundation. But for me, I see it even more than that. That's why I'm a member of the Paul Harris Society. And I decided that for $1,000 a year, I could one day of every year give $3. I love Starbucks coffee. My $3, I can give up a cup of coffee, $3 a day, to join the Paul Harris Society. And I challenge you as an incoming president to put that into your thoughts and to tell the why you give. I would ask club members to share their why. Remember the power of words and the power of pictures. Ask your club members. They have fantastic stories. And Donald told you just now how they did that at his club, and what a wonderful club meeting that might be, to share the why the foundation is important to you, to your Rotary Club, and to your community. And then I would encourage you to please invite speakers to share their foundation stories at your club. There's a speakers bureau listed. If you'll go to the Rotary, our district website, and under the foundation tab, there is a cheat sheet. You remember those cheat sheets? Okay, we got one for the foundation. Down at it's lots of information, but down at the bottom will be the speakers bureau. Here's another reason I'm all about the foundation, because they receive the Charity Navigator's 4-star rating, the highest that they give. And as you can see, 92% of our funds go for our program awards. So that's a great benefit of where your money goes and how well it is spent, and just a wonderful thing. Now, I want to make sure that everybody knows where we're spending this money. Every 3 years, the district receives funds from what we raised 3 years before. The part that comes back to us is referred to as district designated funds. DDF, we use that acronym. Now, here's the way we have spent that this year. And it'll be similar for next year, but it depends on some things that you're going to do, like the district grants you'll do. So here's the way it went this year. 100,000 went to Polio Plus. Now that 100,000 is above what you as an individual gave to polio and what your club raised. 100,000 additional. $25,000 went to the Rotary Peace Centers. There are 5 of those within the world. The closest one to us is at UNC Duke, and that is a scholarship to get a master's degree in peace and conflict resolution. Another 50,000 went to fund 2 global scholars. The 2 that we selected this year will both be going to Africa. One will be going to Ghana, and she wants to get a degree, a master's degree in public health, focusing on maternal and child care. The other one will all be going to South Africa, and he is hoping to get his master's in public. Well, they both have public health undergraduates, but his master's in disease prevention. Both of these were students at USC and will go on to get their master's degrees, funded by the dollars you sent or gave. The biggest portion of this money that comes back to us goes to the district grants. And you can see we spent over $160,000 this year for you to do projects in your community. All that money goes straight to your community. Then in terms of global grants, there's a $15,000 global grant that has been approved and is providing water and sanitation in Peru. There's another over $47,000 that is in the pipeline now at Rotary and being reviewed. I don't know if they'll get funded this year because the World Fund that matches this is being overwhelmed with grant requests because of COVID. And so they may not get funded till next year. But the total we have for this year that we have directly spent, and this is part of what came back, is the $398,000. So you see the biggest portion there was district grants. Well, I want to let you know about, no, I forgot. Here's something that your clubs didn't give to, but the money is raised there through other avenues. It's the Disaster Relief Fund. We did some publicity on this, but you may not have heard about it, so I want to tell you again. Last year, we filed for a $25,000 grant for disaster relief, and we felt it needed to go for hungers. We have so many people in our state and in our district who have food insecurity, and specifically because of COVID-19. Well, here's where that $25,000 went. 10 to the Low Country Food Bank, which serves 10 counties in South Carolina, 10 coastal counties. 10,500 to Harvest Hope Food Bank, serving the Midlands and the PD, which is in our district, but they also serve the upstate some too. Another 1,500 went to Deep Well, which is in Hilton Head. Then 1,500 to Bluffton to the self-help. Another 1,500 to Help of Beaufort. So that is money that we didn't raise, but came back to us to bring food to the people of our state. And thank you all for those kinds of things. So let's talk about district grants. So what are some of your clubs doing for district grants? And I'm going to tell you. Here is the Florence Breakfast Club. The Florence Breakfast Club, part of their grant was to support the Palmetto Amputee Network. It's a support group for amputees. And one of the things they do is they have a meal. And so the club helped provide, their grant helped provide the meal for that function. Another one is the Sumter Sunrise Club. They provided books and coats. Many of our elementary schools in particular, the teachers like to have a library in their classroom. And so this club purchased books for those individual teacher libraries in the classrooms, as well as coats for children who might have one. Now we get to here we go. The Hilton Head Sunset Club went beyond what was given to Hilton Head, and there's the Sandalwood Community Food Pantry, and they provided not only food, they provided volunteer support and worked there. Then there's the Georgetown Safe Swim. This one I think is very unique, and there's also one in Barnwell. The Barnwell Club has been doing a swim program for a number of years, and they're teaching children the safety aspect of swimming. And in the Barnwell Club, they actually teach some of them how to swim. So this is what they are doing. And then the Spring Valley Club is sponsoring an urban gardening project in an area that is described as a food desert. A food desert is a community in which a grocery store is a mile away from them, at least a mile or more away from them, because in those areas sometimes there's not transportation, readily transportation. So with this one, you can see the beds, they're growing the vegetables, and they're also teaching the people how to eat better and eat greener and with more vegetables. And so those are some of the things that your district grants are doing. Fabulous things. And I know you want to apply for them. So first you got to qualify. But before I go to the qualifying, this one is fabulous too. This is in Uganda. And Walter Hughes is a Rotarian in the western part of Virginia who has been doing these grants for a number of years. The reason this is important is because you're going to see a school. It's a white building with blue trim, and you in this district built that. You built an elementary school for $90,000, only $90,000. Then you're going to see a man from Florida who his districts and others in Florida built another school in Ghana. And this one he'll tell you about, and it's named after his son. So listen to Walter and see what you've done. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Now, there we go. I'm over anxious.
Hi, I'm Walter Hughes from the Rocky Mount Rotary Club of Virginia, and we're here in Ghana again because we're working on about $1.6 million worth of projects. We dedicated 2 schools last year at a state experimental preschool and a Bonsri elementary school. And yesterday and today, we are dedicating 2 6-room classroom block schools with libraries, activity hall, boreholes, solar panels, and microflush toilets. So we are excited about being able to have the 2 schools that dedicated this week, and also being able to break ground on the Adiasi Junction Junior High School. And then we have the plans for another school near Kumasi and a school even in Kenya. So we're working with a simple school program to be able to understand that education is a big investment in the future. And then water and sanitation is what we've been focused on for so many years. And putting water in a community is vital. And then having the education makes it really special, because then those children can learn about the future with their education and become leaders in the communities, leaders in Ghana. And that's what we're expecting here at Sornazi Kwadenden, is that this school will produce many leaders in the future.
What an amazing day to be here today to inaugurate our new school from our global grant that so many have participated in, that makes you realize how the Rotary Foundation, and when people come together, that miracles can happen. And ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what is going on here today. On my left is the old school when we first came here and saw the children and an opportunity to make a difference in their lives. my right is the brand new school and an accomplishment that involves so many to put this together. And so I have a very special day in dedicating this to my memories, to my son's memory, and I appreciate all of the contributors. So from the Tame District, Kwan Denden Sonorasi, I thank you all.
We truly serve to change lives, as you saw in that video. That grant was really spearheaded by Dr. Ann Matthews in our district here. And she raised money from several clubs within the district. And you probably saw some other district Rotarians. There was Gary Bradham there. There was David Michaud was there, and others. So it was truly a district project that changed lots of lives. And by our standards, didn't really cost a lot, but made a huge difference in their lives. So that was a global grant. I also showed you district grants. There are qualifications for all of those. They're a little bit different. The global grant is a little bit different in terms of qualifications than the district grant, but they're very similar. Today, for today's purpose, I want to talk about the qualifications for a district grant, because that's what you're going to be doing first. The first thing you have to do is be E-Ray by May 15th. This is very important. E-Ray, every Rotarian, every year. That means that everybody in your club gave to the Rotary Foundation, and your club averaged at a minimum $200. And you have to do that by May 15th. I'm suggesting you better get that in by March the 30th. And we're going to go over that in a little bit too, because they're running kind of behind in collections because of, as everybody says, COVID. You must have 2 club members attend the MOU training, which we've already had 2 of those. Currently, those documents are coming in that have been signed by the club are coming in now. You have to do that. The last thing that you need for qualification to get a district grant is your current closing report. Needs to be submitted within 30 days of the closing date. It's on your application. So you won't get any money until all of that is done. In fact, we're still holding some for this year because they hadn't got them in. So that is extremely important. Also, I'll tell you that I believe all of these slides are going to be on the website or on DACDB, so you can get the slides if you're not able to take photos or see everything. All right, for the district grant, again, this year, the minimum is $2,500. You can get up to $2,500, but you can also get less. The club does need to match whatever you get. The club has to match. You must submit your application by May the 15th. And clubs can work together. I don't know if we've had that happen. They could have, I just don't know about it. But you could combine those and do a 2-club project or what have you, and make a bigger impact. The application is in DACDB. in files under Paul Walter, because it's those files in his year. It is also on the website under the Foundation tab, along with the MOU and the closing report. I want to go back to the district grant, just one thing to take back to your clubs, and we'll be saying this over and over. Your club presidents have heard it, telling your president-elects, but you never can say things too many times because different ears hear different things. But if your club applied for a district grant last year, and because of the pandemic, they're unable to complete all that they had planned, this time, just because of the COVID-19, you can take your district grant funds and the club match, and you can donate that. This is a check writing. You can donate that to an organization like a food bank. We had one last year that it went toward a respirator in a hospital. We've got one that's doing some Wi-Fi for a school or public library that's going straight to children. You just need to get a receipt and you need to let us know. You can send that request to me that you want to change your district grant and make sure you get that approval to do that. All right, changing gears a little bit. Your club goals, we got to raise that money to do all these great things that we're going to do and that we've done. So the goal sheets, I'll be sending those out to the president-elect. We'll email those out very soon. The polio goal for this year is going to remain at $35 per member. I ask that you please enter your goals in Rotary Club Central. You first need to be registered on My Rotary. Do that. Email me your goal sheet after you sign it. Here's my email. You can also email me for any of the other information we've talked about today, or for some of these videos if you want to share them with your club. Now, I'd really like to ask you to identify the club foundation chair in My Rotary. President-elects can do that. I found out this year about half of them were not identified, and that kind of limits what the club foundation chair has access to, because as designated on My Rotary, they can pull all the reports. Now, I have a couple of things I need you to help me with. This has to do with this year, so if you could just be my messenger and go back to your club and help me out a little bit here. We got this virtual conference coming up in May. We're going to do some foundation awards. The awards are going to be based what the club has given as of March the 31st. Because we won't get the results until mid-April, and the conference is the first part of May. So make sure that gets done. You mail that remittance early. What's happening is the mail, they're working remotely, everybody from Rotary, the Rotary Center. And so they send somebody into the lockbox about once a week. So that kind of slows things up. So send that early. You can do this online through the My Rotary website. I believe your treasurers might have some ability to do that. Okay, here's a wild and crazy thing. So some of you might have been getting those stimulus checks. Maybe you're not unemployed. Maybe you're retired, you're living off retirement. I don't know. I don't know why in the hey who I got one, but I think that check's going to go to the Rotary Foundation. And there might be a few more people in your club in that kind of situation. I also heard you got a dues refund. You didn't have to pay dues to the district this year. Perhaps a portion of that might go to the annual fund, maybe even get you to the challenge goal. Take that back to your club, to your boards, and discuss that as a possibility. Here are some ways in which you might foster club giving. I talked about some in the beginning about sharing your story, telling your why, asking club members to share their stories. But here are a couple of others. Return your foundation goal by May the 15th, so we'll have that down. Attend the spring seminar May the 21st. I can't tell you everything in the time we have here. And bring some more ears. Your foundation chair needs to come. You come, and whoever else might be interested. Then the fall seminar will be September 17th. The spring will be virtual. We're hoping that the fall seminar will be in person, but time will tell. Please schedule 2 foundation speakers. Remember, that's on the website under foundation in the cheat sheet. Review your foundation reports monthly. You can pull those up on the website. We also send you the rainbow report. So look at those, kind of track it where you are. Now, here's another visual. Will you serve to change lives? Will you serve to impact your community? Because together we can do good in the world. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Paula Matthews. Thank you very much. Keep in mind, everybody, if you have questions during the course of the presentation, you can use the chat function and post your question and hopefully get you answers along the way. All right, thank you again, Paula.